Hello, guys. Welcome to the 53-man episode special for the Texans Probe with Drew, of course. Today, we're going to kind of be going through the Texans, the shutdown, which is coming up next week. This is, after the final preseason game now. And so by Tuesday, the Texans have to get to 53 guys on their roster. They're currently at 90. No guys have been cut yet. So they're currently still at 90. So obviously, very tough to predict, but we're going to try our best here. We have some guys that we're trying to think of what Casario's thinking
With
here, but
this.
there's definitely going to be things that we get wrong that we guess, and
Exactly.
so it's kind of for the fun of it. But if we were the Texans, this is kind of what we would do. I think we just go ahead and get into it. All right, let's see. So I think we'll start at quarterback.
Quarterback.
Uh, yep. So for you, keeping two quarterbacks, I'm guessing, just keeping the two.
So I think the Texans should only keep two quarterbacks,
Mhm.
Davis Mills and C.J. Stroud. But
I agree.
I just have a feeling that they're going to do the same thing as last year in case Keenum's going to be on the roster. That's not what I would do.
Yeah.
And obviously, he didn't play very well in the preseason at all. But that's
No,
not
no.
really the point because he's not supposed to play.
No,
Davis
he's not.
Mills
No.
would play. So that's the thing about the Texans is they will keep players on the roster that may not necessarily play, but they don't want to put them on the practice squad or blah 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 blah. So and that's one of the first things or start right off the bat. I wouldn't do it, but I just think that's what's gonna happen. Could Case Keenum just retire and be on the coaching staff? That'd be great if he would just do
Yeah, that
that
would be
right
awesome.
now. That'd
Yeah.
be awesome because that's what he is. He is an assistant coach
Yeah, he's a
right
coach. Yeah.
now. So if he would just be on the staff or whatever, if he could be on the practice squad, maybe they're not comfortable with him being on the practice squad, and that's why I have him on the roster right now.
To me, I think with the quarterback rule, I think it's pretty likely that they do put him on practice squad just because he's a vet. So when he gets cut, I think it's up to him where he want to go. So I think he'd rather stay here on a practice squad
It's
than
true.
go
It's
on
still
another
up to
roster.
him. Yeah.
So
Mhm.
and I think since he can be elevated as many times, they'll probably just elevate him every week and then just have him there. I think that's what they'll probably do, but I really wouldn't be shocked if they keep him on roster as well because um, I wouldn't be shocked if they keep Boyle over him. To be honest with you, I think to have the experience in the room, they'll probably keep Keenum, but Boyle looked better in preseason. I thought. Neither of them are very
Better
good.
no.
Yeah,
If Tim
Me,
Boyle is
if
starting on
either
the
of them
field,
if either of them have to play, we're going to lose. Like we can just throw that out there. We're not going to win games, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. It's for the quarterback room.
yeah,
The quarterback room is pretty simple. Like you know who your starter is, you know who your backup is.
exactly.
So that room is pretty simple. Now get on to running back, where there's a lot of talk about this position. So I'll go ahead and I kind of kept so for my roster, I kind of kept four, maybe five guys. You could say I kept Mixon, obviously, and then I kept Pierce, Akers, Agumbawale, and then since I don't know if what's going to happen with Beck, I kept British Brooks as kind of a
There
fullback running
you
back.
go. That's exactly what I did. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Because from what I saw last game, I really liked what British Brooks showed at fullback, actually. I thought he did a pretty good job. And then and when he's running the ball, I like what his feet, I like his footwork, I like his vision. I think he's a guy that has a very good shot at making this roster. Um, and I mean, there's not even a debate at this point. Cam Akers has to make this roster. Like he has looked way too good in preseason to not make this team. I mean, really, like it comes down to him. You're either keeping four backs and you're keeping Pierce, or you're getting rid of Pierce and you're keeping three. Because there's no way you can cut Cam Akers at this point, and I
I
don't think they're
would
going to cut
say
Igumbawale.
I wish the Texans wouldn't feel the need that they have to keep Wale because their
I agree.
special teams unit is just so good. Like I promise you, you could find another way around it. But well, I love the British Brooks conversation because he lined up a tight end, lined up a fullback, lined up a right. Um, Not many people in the NFL do that. I think Andrew Beck can do that. But I also think Devin Jordan could do something like that.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah,
And Skoranek could also do something like that. But I think British Brooks is just a player that continuously improved, and you can tell that he's like a grinder. He's super physical, and that's just something that the Houston Texans want in their locker room. So he could
sure.
make the roster. He could make the roster without Beck on IR, in my opinion. But also like
I do too.
the Goonbawale, it's like it's not necessary, but like I
Yeah.
understand. I
I
understand.
feel from my standpoint, I feel like at this point, I would almost cut Wale and just have Pierce play his role at this point because I think Pierce could do the third down stuff that he does like better than Wale does, and I think Pierce would be more than willing to do the special teams type stuff. Because to me, special teams is mainly just like, are you willing to do it? It's not, are you good at it? Because it's not that hard to do. It's more so just you have to have the effort side of it, and I think Pierce could give you that. So
Yeah.
I would consider cutting Wale, but I don't think they're going to.
He's just like a player that I guess for like case game they just feel safe with having him on the roster, I
Yeah,
guess.
I don't know. He never gets carries. He never touches the football. It feels so pointless to have him on the roster just for the special team side of it. But
And if you put
again,
Pierce on the field, you could also have I guess, a little more deception. Like you could run the ball on
yeah,
third
with
and
a good boy
four.
on the field, you know you're
But
not
if you
running
see
the
a good
ball.
ball in the field on third and four, then it's just
You
going to
know
be a
you're
short
not.
pass and he's going to
And
be chipping someone.
and
So
Pierce was legit, like via PFF was the second best pass blocking running back in the NFL last year. Like that's easily the best thing he does that he provides to this Texans team is pass blocking. So I don't know if he's not the third down back, I'd be very confused by that. Or at least at some point this season. Because to me, I think your top running back's obviously Mixon. I think second running back is Akers at this point. And then Pierce is the third down back. That's a great running back room if you use that correctly. So I don't see the point in Wale. I think they're going to keep him.
obviously on Saturday, we saw Akers have catches out of the backfield and make people miss too.
Yeah, yeah.
So if
He's
you really
won like
care about just
five, six
blocking,
times.
Akers won't block, Mixon won't block, but Pierce will block, which really, you know, just kind of makes a good ball the last man.
Yeah, he feels.
But
Yeah, no, he
I
feels.
understand why they would keep a player like him, and I'm not going to be like, oh, that's bullshit. You're wasting a spot. It's not really a waste of a spot. It's just
No,
like,
it's not. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I agree with you. All right, let's get on to receivers because this is the position I've had the hardest time. I have moved like multiple guys from this position. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it out there. I have Noah Brown starting the year on IR. I don't know if he's going to start on IR because
I was so confused by that. I saw a random like Texans guys, like he had like maybe 400 followers and was like, the Browns gonna be on IR. I'm like, what? I didn't
he's
even
been
know he was hurt badly.
so he's been. I am confused if he's starting on IR because he is a guy where like early in the season, especially if he's going to miss like 2 or 3 games, you almost just want to put him on IR to keep the extra guy. But it's
I
also like
agree.
when I went to the joint practice on Thursday, he was out there not practicing but working on the side. So he's clearly at least close to being back. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. I'm just going to throw it out there. So to me, if they cut or if Noah Brown makes a team, Noah Brown's not getting cut. Woods becomes expendable to me. I think Woods is probably gone because from what I've seen, at least, I think Hutchinson has certain packages in the offense where I think he's probably going to stay just because of those. And then Mechie's done enough to make it. So for right now, obviously I have the top three, and then I have Woods, Mechie, Hutchinson as the depth, and then Brown on IR. That's my receiver room as of right now. But I'd also consider like Sims because I think I like what Sims brings. I like Cephas and Johnson on practice squad. Like there's a lot of depth at that spot. So
So yeah, if no, I mean I have no Brown on my roster here with
yeah,
no question marks, but so I had Mechie, no Brown, Hudson. But if you put Brown IR, you could either keep Steven Sims, keep British Brooks if Beck doesn't go on IR. You could keep Ben Skowronek. You could
yeah,
keep Robert Woods and then cut Robert Woods later. Maybe you could cut Robert Woods after 3 weeks. If
yeah,
you just want to keep him around, and you're like, okay, Robert, we're not going to throw you the ball, by the way. So you want to go play for another team. You do something like
yeah,
that. You can move up Johnny Johnson because he's been balling out.
yeah,
Again, we're talking about wide receiver four here, which I think Mechie and Hutchinson really we're talking about wide receiver six because Mechie,
yeah.
Hutchinson, and Brown are not all equal to me, but they also all have different strengths.
Yeah, different sets. Yeah.
But that's why
I mean,
right
clearly to
now I
me,
would make it clear that I have one in the roster. We'll see what
yeah, no,
happens.
if they're keeping six, it feels kind of obvious to me that you keep Brown, Hutchinson, Mechie as your depth guys because, like I said, they all do different things. And the talk of Noah Brown getting cut is so stupid to me because he was clearly one of your better receivers last year and great blocker. Like he just does a lot of things like that where and from what we saw, Slowick seemed to really like him, used him in a lot of different packages, and I don't think Noah Brown's
He
going
can
anywhere at all.
separate better than guys like Hank Dell and Diggs on crossing routes just because he's that
Yeah,
good.
his crosser, yeah, he's also running crossers. We saw. I mean,
And
he
then
ran
I'll
that
say
that.
this about, and then
Go ahead.
about Robert Woods. Like I would have cut Robert Woods months ago
Yeah,
so that
I
they
would have
would
too.
have more money to make a move. But now it like doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter now. No.
It doesn't really matter. So you
So now,
could keep Robert Woods
yeah,
because
I,
that
I
salary
think
cap does make a difference.
I think the idea of like cutting a guy to save money in September is stupid. Like you just pick the
No,
53 best guys
there's
because there's
literally
nothing
no
to do with
effect
your
on
money.
the team.
Yeah, there's nothing to do with your money. So I think at this point you're just trying to keep the 53 best guys. Like you're not trying to bargain at this point. So if you think Woods is the top six guy, and I don't think Woods is bad. So if Brown does start on IR, then I think Woods probably steps up. But if not, I think he gets cut.
I think
Uh,
that Hutchinson, it like kind of, I guess Woods is a better route. Well, used to be a better route than Hutchinson, but like Hutchinson blocks, he gets jet sweeps, and that's what Robert Woods did all the time in Los
yeah,
Angeles.
yeah.
He was a great blocker and he got jet sweeps and he made tough catches. And now you see Hutchinson doing kind of the same thing. So I really don't see any value of Robert Woods, but also you could just keep him because it doesn't matter. If you want to put but if you put Brown on IR, I would still you rather allocate that for a gadget guy or a special teamer like
Like
Sims or
Sims.
Skoranek,
Yeah,
and or
yeah. No, I could.
Skoranek, put them in packages.
Especially if you don't keep Beck, then I think Skoranek is automatically like a guy that you consider keeping just out of the idea that he can play fullback, he can do other things too. So, um,
I think the Texans are going to run. Well, actually, they did put Stover and Jordan at fullback, but
yeah.
they're still going to want to run high formation, weak and strong against the Colts. They're still going to want to do that, so they're
Oh
going to want to
yeah,
have a fullback against Colts. So
yeah.
they
And they
need a
could
full.
keep Hairston. Like I was thinking about that because when I went to joint and he was the fullback there, like for with the first team, but he had a bad game.
Before British Brooks like went off. Well, not went off,
Yeah,
but like he's still improved.
yeah, he looked really good. He looked impressive at fullback, and it is nice to have extra running back depth, right? Like you can never have too much depth at that spot. So, uh, I think so. Honestly, maybe the easiest position for everyone is tight end. Like it's pretty obvious what they're going to do at tight end. I don't really think we have to talk about it. They're going to keep three guys. They're going to keep Schultz, Brevin, Stover.
You
I
definitely
like
want to get
Teagan.
Quatoriano on the practice squad.
That's exactly
He
what
should
I
be a
did. Yep.
priority.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. That's one of the guys that you'd protect. I like what Teagan brings, and I really do think that Teagan could be a good fullback if you wanted to move him there. Uh, I know he's hurt right now, I think, but I like what Teagan's
He's
shown a
hurt.
lot. Yeah, no, I like what Teagan's shown. That's a pretty easy position. Here, I'll let you. Uh, do you want to go offensive line next?
Defensive line. I was a little confused. I didn't really know that Charlie Heck had been hurt, so it kind of left a little bit of a question
Yeah,
mark. Um, so I have Laramie Tunsil and Blake Fisher, Kenyon Green and Kendrick Green, Juice Scruggs, Jarrett Patterson, Shaq Mason by himself, but also could see the Texans keeping Nick Brocker because what I'm about to say next, Titus Howard and Cam Irving at right tackle, but they could keep Nick Brocker and have him as a guard and tackle
yeah,
because Nick Casario loves his versatility. And then obviously I think Charlie Heck might be heading to the injured reserve, but I would assume that they wouldn't just cut Charlie Heck. It feels like he's been here for forever. And you got to keep some continuity. Obviously, he started games at tackle. You probably feel more comfortable him starting at tackle over Nick Brocker, and also just depends how they feel about Blake Fisher. If they really like Blake Fisher, they will just put Nick Brocker at right guard and right tackle. But Cam
yeah.
Irving
So
also started it for the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
yeah, he started. Irving started at guard for them yesterday,
Yeah.
actually. I think
Yeah.
so. They both do both. I kept the exact same group on offensive line. I kept. I was debating Irving and Brocker too, but seeing Irving play guard and then having the extra experience, I think they'll keep Irving. But I actually didn't mind what Brocker showed in preseason. I thought he was okay. Um, there was the one guy. I'm trying to think of what his name is. It's like Killian starts with a Z. I don't know how you say his last name, but he played really well. yeah. So he played really well. He's another guy that they could keep practice squad maybe or on the roster. So I think they'll keep 9 offensive linemen. It just kind of comes down to, like you said, probably Brocker and Irving
They
for
could
that
keep
last
a
spot.
pure tackle. They could keep a pure tackle too, because they also have Jared Patterson,
Yeah.
play
And
center and guard.
Patterson's one of the more underrated guys on this team. I feel like if he has to step in, I don't feel too bad about it actually, like
Oh, I
at
thought
all.
I didn't know Kenyon Green was going to wake up. So I
Yeah.
thought
I thought he
Jared
was going to
Patterson was
start.
going to be
Yeah,
our left guard this season.
yeah, I did
But
too.
good for
I don't know
Kenyon.
whatever happened to our guy Jimmy Morrissey, man. I was a big fan of his, and he's gone
Love
now. But
them. But they drafted
he was consistently decent here, and I nobody gave him his respect, man. I like that guy. I thought he was better than Dieter, but that's last year.
Oh God, I mean, it's hard to be
Dieter was
worse than
awful.
Michael.
Yeah, he was bad. Um, okay, let's see. So move on.
I feel
Defensive
like the
line. Defensive
yeah,
line was
the edges.
interesting for
We
me.
see the edges are straight up. Unless you want to have
Yeah,
like a surprise for us.
I don't think edge. I kept Hunter Anderson, Derek Barnett, Hughes, and Ali Gay.
Oh, you did it. Keep Alley Gay.
I did.
I just couldn't find a spot for him on the roster.
I went ahead and kept him. I thought it was interesting because it was one that I was kind of thinking over, but I really liked what he showed in preseason, so I went ahead and I kept him.
I have the same edges, but the reason why I don't have Ali Gay is because I think the Texans love Kurt Hinish. So
I kept both.
my
I
defensive
kept
tackle
10
room is
defensive linemen.
Mario. Wow, Mario Edwards, Khalil Davis as the
Yeah.
two starters, but I don't know if Khalil
Okay.
Davis will actually start.
Yeah,
Foley,
yeah.
Kurt Hinish, and then Danico Autry's on the suspension list. But they
Yeah.
could keep Ali Gay over Kurt Hinish. We again, I really wish that there were some cuts already made by now because those,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
never know. But
I was there was
I
a
don't
couple
know.
on defense that I was debating because, like I said, I kept Marcus Harris too. I kept a lot of defensive linemen. I think they like having the versatility on the front. But what I also was thinking, and I'm just thinking about it now, is I'd almost consider getting rid. I would cut Heinisch before Gay. I like the versatility that he brings, so I would almost cut Heinisch and add an extra linebacker to my room. But it's something that like I'm kind of grasping at straws here. I still like the room that you have
Here's
here.
why you have to
It was
keep
it
Kurt
was
Hinish is because your pure run stoppers are Foley
Folu.
and Hinish.
Yeah.
So that you can't trust Ali Gay and Marcus Harris as run stoppers, even though I said that Marcus Harris is kind of nuanced as like a run stopper. He's only like 285 pounds. But you can't just consistently shoot gaps. If shooting gaps is your only move when you're starting or when you're in or
Yeah,
whatever,
it's not gonna.
then
Yeah.
that's not it's just not
I just had a hard time because for me, I was trying to do everything in my power to keep Jamal Hill on the team, and I just couldn't do it. We'll get on to linebackers, but there was just too many guys. Like, I really like what Jamal Hill brings, but I don't know. Maybe you get rid of Heinisch and keep him, but yeah. So here,
yeah. I think
what,
I have
what,
like a bunch of guys like just flagged as you never know, or you could rotate in and out. Like I have Kurt
yeah.
Hinish flagged. Team Toriano might make the team. Ben Sconner might just mess around and make the team. And I'll talk about other guys later. But Marcus Harris should be a priority on the practice squad. Also,
Yeah.
Solomon Bird. I really like
Yeah,
Solomon Bird at
I like what he
USC.
showed too. Yeah.
Great prospect. Didn't really see many pass rush wins. And then Ali Gay just when he was lined up at the five tech as an edge or on a wide nine, it just didn't seem to have much of a pass rush plan. So he really can only be a third down interior pass rusher right now. Even though he's got great athleticism, it's just but you can use that athleticism as a defensive tackle and pass rushing scenarios, but he's just kind of
Yeah.
feels a little bit limited right now.
Oh yeah. I get where you're coming from on that. I just like I said, I like the athleticism upside, so I took a shot on him. I think he probably
I
ends up
love
going back
athletes.
and when Autry gets back.
Yeah,
So, but I do like what he's shown a little bit. And
exactly.
honestly,
I don't know
I
what
think if
they're
they
gonna
get
do when
he
History
kind
comes
of
back. They might just
feels
keep.
to me he kind of feels like a guy that's literally just going to make the team because he's just filling in for Dylan Horton too. 'Cause I think Horton does the exact same things that he does from the athleticism standpoint, and I actually like Dylan Horton, but I know he has
If you think
the
about it now, the Texans had, I guess, five edge rushers last year. I don't know
uh,
if that's their philosophy, but they could also have Mario Edwards as another edge too,
yeah.
if they really wanted to. So it's just totally up to
Yeah.
them. But having Jerry Hughes and Derek Barnett, who are starters on other teams as your edges, you shouldn't be concerned. You should
Yeah,
not.
no,
You
no.
can go and sign someone once they get hurt. I'm not concerned about them
Yeah.
losing.
And really, like, once Autry comes back, they could really cut two guys.
And Autry is also
And
your other
then
edge
Autry
too.
can do
So
both. Autry can play inside and out. So um, that's what I'm saying. The 53, like, it's super fun to do the cut downs, but it's so hard to, like, actually predict because stuff changes week
the
to week.
defensive tackle room is tough because like I didn't think Foley was going to play well. I wasn't sure how Mario Edwards would look, and then he started stopping the run. Khalil Davis has been looking good as always, and then I feel like the Texans are going to prioritize a run stopper.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take Kurt Hinish over Tim Settle. I think I saw like Cody Johnson had Tim Settle in his roster prediction. But Tim
I'm not a
Settle's
Tim
been
Settle
good.
guy. He's been hurt. So
They
Settle's
got
either
a
going to start
Derek
on IR or he's
Barnett.
getting cut because there's no way that he hadn't done enough to even. I think he probably is on IR, but yeah,
Shout
I'm
out to
not
the
a big.
Texans defensive tackles. They all played super well in training camp and then flashed
Yep.
in preseason. Hence
They
Ali
made it.
Day and Marcus Harris.
They've
It's
made it
great.
tough.
It's cool to see.
They've made it tough for sure because there's been a lot of guys like you said, and even some guys that I didn't even know coming into training camp have made it tough. And obviously, Khalil
And
Davis is our
Texans
guy.
Cap is absolutely right. He was like, it's this year it sucks. So the Texans have to cut all these players
Oh,
because
it's brutal. It's
could
brutal.
have easily named 65 to 60 players that could have been on the 53.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's brutal. There's so many guys. I mean, just looking at my practice squad list, there's multiple guys on there that I think I would like to have on the roster that you just can't. Like Jawar Jordan is a guy that I would love to have on the roster, but there's just no room for him. like there's no unless you cut a Gumawale, there's no room for him. It's just yeah. And I would cut a Gumawale for Jordan, but I don't think they're going to.
We're talking about number 4 here. It's not.
Let's get on. Let's go linebackers. Who did you keep for linebacker?
Linebackers. We got at will, I got Christian Harris and Jamal Hill. I just
Okay.
feel like Jamal Hill has too much promise to
Yeah.
go on the practice
Yeah.
squad. And then Aziz Al-Shaair and Neville Hewitt absolutely balled out in
That's what
the
I. Yeah. Yeah.
preseason game. He is a great backup Mike linebacker. He used to start for the Jets all the time. And then Henry To'oTo'o and Jake Hansen are pretty much just going to rotate at the strong outside
Yep.
linebacker. But probably won't really matter because the Texans will be playing a lot of 4-2-5. So they could cut Hill or Hansen and just maybe keep MJ Stewart and play more 4-2-5 or whatever. But Christian Harris might go on IR for all we know. But I'm just gonna. I don't think that they want to put Christian Harris on IR because that makes it 4 games. If he's out for 1 game, fine. He'll just chill with that. He'll miss a game. You start Henry To'oTo'o or Jake Hansen. That might be dangerous against the Colts line. You're going to run a long 4-2-5,
Yeah. Yeah.
unfortunately. But Christian Harris has time to heal, and he's too good to go on IR if he's almost ready.
Yeah. Honestly, the Colts game feels like a game where you could almost play Aziz and Hewitt on the field at the same time, just to get the two run stoppers out there.
I would play Neville Hewitt. Yes, yeah, well, he would be a reliability. But Neville Hewitt will get playing time if Christian Harris is out. I
Yeah.
believe that.
Yeah. No, I do too.
Actually,
Um.
you could. Aziz Al-Shaair played weak side linebacker his entire career with the 49ers. So you really could start Neville Hewitt and Mike if you wanted to.
For sure. So for my room, I let's see. Okay. Here, I actually messed this up. So I do think Harris is probably going to start on IR. So my room would be Aziz and To'oTo'o will probably start in like you said the two linebacker room. Then I have the depth you guys. You got Hanson, Hewitt, Jamal Hill would be my group while Harris is on IR. Um, but it all just depends on if Harris goes to IR because if he doesn't, then stuff changes obviously. Um, but that's my
Secrecy.
room right now. Yeah, yeah, we don't know at all. We haven't seen Christian Harris, nothing about him. I just seen Texas Cap talk about how he thinks Harris is going IR. So
And
I'm
he
gonna
said that way after drinking like a couple beers and answering questions on Twitter. So I mean, who knows?
you never know. Yeah, you never know. That room. feels pretty easy to me. I think Jake Hansen stays. I like what Jake Hansen's done actually overall.
Always loved Jake Henson. I felt like you could always start him on outside linebacker in the fourth room because he was super consistent at Illinois. That's why Lovie Smith drafted him.
Yes.
Like, yeah, I mean, I guess he was part of that. And I don't mind him playing at all. Toa seems to be improved too. So those are two locks.
Yep. Agree with that. Let's go on to the corner room. This is one where I had a lot of trouble with. I'm not going to lie to you
Yeah,
because
I'm gonna be
this is
so wrong on this, but
yeah. Okay, so who did you keep? Just on this for the outside corners. I kept four, which was kind of like I was considering keeping more, but who did you keep?
really had Troy Pride Jr. in there as the outside corner. But then I saw D'Angelo Ross playing some outside corner.
Yeah,
And
that
I was like,
was
you know what? He's such a good special teamer. They're gonna keep him. And I just know they're gonna keep him. So I kept him, and you might as well just keep Jeff Okudah because he played good last year in Atlanta. He would be a great scheme fit here. You,
um
you could put him on, you could put Jeff Okudah on IR to let him heal up fully. And if Troy
yeah.
Pride ever has to go in, people are saying, "Oh, he's going up against wide receiver sixes, wide receiver fives. How can you say he's good?" Well, he's better than everyone else on the
Yeah,
field, so you
yes.
tell me.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, maybe Okuda goes on IR, but they should absolutely you have to keep Troy Pride on the practice squad at the very
Yeah.
minimum because man, D'Angelo Ross could not stop a parked bus last year against the Cleveland Browns.
Oh my God.
When whoever was
Yeah,
missing
Steven
some more
Nelson had to
people,
go out
but
there on
still,
one leg.
Steven Nelson, yeah, Steven Nelson was hurt. He barely played that game. While D'Angelo Ross, he's a great scheme fit in the physicality that he brings against the run. I just please do not put him outside corner, but he can also play outside corner. He provides versatility, so I had to do it.
Yeah. I kept Pride. Um, I really like what Fried has shown in preseason. Actually, I thought he's done a
Yeah,
really
no,
good
I,
job.
I
Like,
agree.
I like the tools that Pride has a lot at outside, and so I kept him as my fourth guy. I kept Akuda. Not happily did I keep Akuda, but I did. Um,
Like, it's like you have no idea what to expect, but
yeah,
we'll see.
I'm just not. I haven't been an Akuda fan like going into it, and so he was the guy that I wanted to see play, and he didn't play at all. So now I'm just like, I wouldn't be mad if they cut him, but but the problem is that if you cut him, who are you going to keep on the team that's better than him? So I like, there's not really like CJ Henderson's terrible. Um, Mike Ford is awful. Like there, like there's just not many guys that you could keep that are very good. So um, that cornerback's a spot where I think you almost look at waiver wire.
That's what I was going to say. Someone could just get cut.
Yeah, no, that's a
So,
spot where you probably eye the waiver wire and look
and that
for it.
guy's brought in to be a cornerback three on a Super Bowl contending team. You have a lot of flexibility there. You could also sign Xavier Howard. Like someone gets really hurt, you could sign
Yeah,
Xavier
I tell that
Howard.
Witherspoon's out there too. He's still a free agent. I thought he's okay.
He was on my
I
targets
don't
for
know
free
why.
agency. I don't
Yeah,
know
I don't know
why he's
how
not
why
even
it hasn't
signed.
happened yet. Yeah, I don't know why it hasn't happened yet. It seems so
2 years
obvious
in
to
a
me.
row, I wanted him to be a Texan. He's not even on a football team right now.
Yeah,
What's going on?
I would take him over Akuda right now. Like right now, I would. So
He
I
couldn't
don't
even
know
start.
how.
What are we
I
doing?
didn't. I didn't realize he was still a free agent till like a week ago, and I'm like, man, this
Yeah,
would
I
be awesome. This
noticed.
would be awesome. It would be perfect. And they're not going to do it. But no, I mean,
It feels like we always like pick up a new player that like makes 53-man roster, like my Jay Sanders. Um,
yeah,
we didn't expect that. We also signed a ton
Barnett
of
happened
players.
midseason too.
Yeah, plenty of players mid-season, which could have been injuries, but still,
Yeah, yeah, we had a lot of injuries last year.
the
No,
Texans have a lot
I
of
was
pull. So
I was a little bit upset we didn't keep Rajai Sanders. I liked him, but it's all right. He was one of my
he was too
guys.
little. He was just a
Yeah,
little. He was too little. He got
he
bodied
was fast. He was quick. But
very
yeah.
fast. He got bodied.
Um, no, okay. Where are we at? We're at nickel. Nickel was one. I mean, it's pretty obvious Jalen Petrie is going to stay, but I was debating between Miles Bryant and Desmond King, and as soon as Desmond King dropped the punt, I
Can't
wrote I
debate
wrote
it.
down
No,
Miles. Yeah, I wrote
no,
down
we
Miles
can't make the
Bryant and
mistake
called it a
again.
day.
Nope.
Yeah, I
Nope. Can't make the same mistake again. Cannot let Desmond King go.
As soon as I, the fact that he was even playing in that game, like he was clearly on and then as soon as he dropped the punt, I'm like, they're gonna keep Miles Bryant. So that's where I was at. I think they're keeping Miles Bryant.
He's
And I
already
agree with you.
winning.
I think King is better, but
He dropped.
I
I mean, I would rather have Steven Sims return a punt, Tank Dell return a
yeah,
punt, Derek Stingley return a punt, Damian Pierce return a punt. Stephon Diggs probably juke someone out on a punt. So he doesn't have to be the punt returner, but he was for I don't know why. Because
yeah.
he caught the ball all the time. I mean, okay. I was the punt returner on my high school team because I was the one who could catch it, but I wasn't very fast. So
Yeah.
maybe that was the strategy there. But no, but you keep Desmond King because he can play inside, he can play outside, he can play safety, he can
Yeah.
return punts, return kicks, and be a gunner on special teams where Miles Bryant, I guess he even returned a punt. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, why is Miles Bryant returning a punt? But he was,
He
and he
almost dropped
returned
it
it.
too. So, so
Yeah, no,
yeah.
but
The
too
point
much
point is
versatility.
neither of
Frank,
them neither of them should return punts.
I was thinking to myself, like, the first person they're going to talk to for the cut down is Frank Ross. And Frank Ross
Oh
will pick a
yeah.
couple guys that he wants on the team to be on his special teams unit, and they will make the team.
Yeah.
100% they'll make the team. D'Angelo Ross will say, I want D'Angelo Ross. I want Dare Agumba. I want Desmond King.
Neville
Um,
Hewitt.
I need Neville, basically Neville Hewitt.
Yeah, he needs Neville
Um,
Hewitt.
need Neville Hewitt. So that'll happen.
Yeah, yeah. No, there's like you said, that always happens. But no, there was some interesting like that nickel spot was like I hope it goes to King, but after he dropped the punt, I was like, man, they're gonna do it again. They're gonna do it again. They're gonna cut King. Um,
They didn't care as
but
much this year because they have more flexibility and features
yeah,
can
Petrie.
play.
Okay, let's move on. Safeties. I kept four, so I went with Brown, Bullock, or not Brown. What the hell am I talking about? Ward, Bullock, Murray, Lonnie. I think Lonnie's going to make it. I really do. I like what Lonnie's done. I really do. Honestly, I think Lonnie's going to make it. And he's a good special teamer. Frank Ross is going to like the guy. I think Lonnie's going to make it.
How many spots are on your roster? I'm like baffled right now.
I had
So you
53
can't.
just because I get 53.
Oh, you have Harrison.
Yeah,
Right.
I have Harrison Brown on my arm, which is why it looks like it's a
Oh,
lot.
that
Um,
makes. Yeah, I guess if Harris and Brown weren't on IR, I would probably have like
yeah. In
Stevenson.
this scenario, if Harris and them make the IR, like I said, Woods and Hill or Inish are
But
probably out. So
you're saying you just cut Lonnie when one of them comes back.
I would consider it, but I do honestly like the fact that Lonnie could play outside corner if all goes to hell. But if all goes to hell, he has some versatility. And like we
Next
said,
thing
we
you know,
talked
he's
about,
gonna be guarding Travis Kelsey every snap again. Oh God.
yeah, no, like if worst comes to worst, I like the versatility there. So that's why I would keep Lonnie. But I mean, it,
I would see the argument for keeping Lonnie over D'Angelo Ross in that case. If you want to talk
that's
about versatility and physicality
yeah,
and
keep the extra
athleticism,
corner.
you keep not over Desmond King, but over D'Angelo Ross, you keep Lonnie Johnson. I just don't. I just that was kind of the ones where I was like, I don't think they think Lonnie is worthy of making the team. He's a talented player, and it's a place, but I don't think they care. I think he's a
I
castaway.
just know, I just know, like if somebody that people like gets cut and Lonnie makes it, people are going to lose their minds because that guy is just a guy that like people just don't like. The whole O'Brien thing. If they were to cut like Cam
Requested a
Akers
trade.
and then he makes the team,
He
yeah.
requested a trade. Like, how does that work? You're one of the worst players on the team. You just want to
I mean, yeah,
request
he
a
asked
trade?
out. I
That's
just
so
that
stupid.
night was
He
so
got
funny to
benched.
me because he was celebrating the Stingley pick and then someone in the replies was like, dude, I think you get benched. And then he requested a trade the next day. He deleted it and everything. What a funny
Um,
guy. But no, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if Lonnie doesn't make it. I think part of me just wants Lonnie to make it because I liked him when we drafted him, and so it's kind of just a little bit of bias is still there from that. But I don't know.
feel like that's the thing is like I feel like D'Angelo Ross would be active every game that he played, but Lonnie wouldn't be active every game that he played because of special teams and trust and all that. So it
Yeah.
really just comes down to who they want immediately. But you know, I have Lonnie on the practice squad on my list. So a lot of things
No, I mean
Texas
I
could
could
do
see
because
that too. I
you
could see
could
that too.
just kind of mix things up. It's like, okay, we
Yeah,
don't
week by
really
week.
need
Yeah.
this guy on special teams. We could bring up a guy that we think has more talent, athleticism, and versatility. So the Texans could always do that, and they love to use the practice squad. Not every team does that, where they bring everybody up and mix and
Yeah, the
match and
Texans do it a
change
lot.
things. But it's great that the Texans do, especially when the team is as deep as they are this year. They did this 2 years ago, 3 years ago with
Yeah, yeah.
players.
They're
There's
bringing
games
up.
where Brandon Jordan wasn't active. That really pissed me off.
That was
Brandon
stupid.
Jordan
Yeah,
wasn't
that was
active.
stupid.
It was so stupid, but that they do stuff like that.
David Kelly, man.
Yeah.
Um, no, okay, and then special teams. I mean, pretty obvious to me. You got Townsend, Fairbairn, Weeks, those three guys. I actually was thinking about it earlier. I don't really understand why teams keep a designated long snapper, but I would rather have that spot go to someone else than have teach someone else how to long snap. But
This would be the best season to say, "Hey, Jarrett Patterson, learn how to long snap, buddy."
yeah,
Just so we can have an
I
extra spot
would.
on the team. That would be
I would.
awesome.
Yeah, I would do it, but they're not going
Actually,
to.
why does it count as a spot? That's so stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
It should actually
They
not
should get
count
rid
as a
of the long
spot.
snapper spot. Yeah, I was thinking about this earlier today, and it was just making me mad. So I'm like, there's no way that John Week should take a roster spot. Like, they should either cut him
You
or
can say
like
that
the
in
long snapper
every
spot
team
shouldn't
too.
take up.
Yeah.
But then again, if you tried to cut John Weeks, Frank Ross would be mad. So um,
Yeah, but teams think that they need a guy to be a long snapper for his entire life. Like
yeah,
obviously,
just
John
tell one
Weeks
of your
was a long
centers how to
snapper
do
at
it.
Baylor. They
Just
just
teach a
think that
center
that
how to
has to
do
be the
it.
case.
Yeah,
Just
like I
teach
don't
someone.
know.
Teach Davis Mills how to do it, please. Like just
yeah, yeah,
don't waste
get
this roster spot.
Damian Pierce. We found a role for you. Go
Exactly.
long snap.
Golly.
Um, no, yeah, that's how I feel about the long snapper spot. But
Teach a linebacker how to do it. Get a linebacker to do
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Boom! He shoots down the field and goes and
yeah. Then he
tackles
gets to go
someone.
tackle everybody. Yeah, I mean it's a great.
Oh my
You
God.
telling me Jamal Hill couldn't long snap and then go light someone
That'd be
up?
great. Super
Yeah,
fast guy. I mean, the perfect size. That'd be awesome.
it would be that would be the ideal situation. Um, did you have a list of some guys that you wanted to like make sure you keep on practice squad? Because I did a couple. Okay,
I don't even know how many spots are on the practice squad.
I don't
Do you
either. Yeah.
know? I have no idea. But
I all I know is that there are four, I believe now that you can protect, like four practice squad guys you can protect. So you
oh,
can.
really?
I think
Then
that
I know exactly who it'll protect.
Since COVID, I believe they made it four. Uh,
Okay.
I
Funny
looked it
enough,
up the other
I have
day, and I
like
think that's what it said. So
I have four highlighted players in the practice squad. I wanted the Texans to keep, anyways.
yeah,
So those four are Steven Sims, King Vitoriano, Troy Pride Jr., and Ben Skoranek. Because
okay,
Troy Pride Jr. could start. King Vitoriano is easily a tight end three on any other team. Steven Sims is a really good returner, and Ben Skoranek can do whatever he wants. And I also have um, maybe Marcus Harris gets taken. Maybe Ali Gay
yeah,
gets taken, but I have him on the practice squad. I don't think anyone will take Jawar Jordan. I still
I
have
don't think
Chris
so
Boyd in
either.
here because
I do
Chris
too.
Boyd is he's from Houston. I want to
But
stay
good
here
special
anyways.
teamer too.
Solomon Byrd and
Um,
Johnny Johnson's got to run back for his fourth season on the team, of course, in the practice squad, and then Lonnie Johnson. But there's also other guys that. Well, let's go look at the Texans roster. You can tell while I look, you can say yours.
okay, got you. So for right, I'm still kind of debating over guys that I would have as a four protected. For me, it'd probably be Iger with Sims. I would protect MJ Stewart in the situation, I think, because I like
Oh
him as a
yeah,
depth safety and he's a good special
but he
teamer. I
should
think he
start
gets
on no,
protected.
not start, but he should play on another team.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Is
I
that
don't
really
think
how the
MJ
protect
Stewart's
works? You think they would do that to him?
probably.
Oh, I would
They
feel
have
bad.
to,
I'd be
but
pissed.
the thing is, I believe for like older guys like that, they have to clear waivers. Like they have, or they get to choose where they go. So
Oh, then he'll get claimed.
yeah,
He'll
he'll probably
definitely
get
get
claimed.
claimed.
He's going to go somewhere, which I think you can only protect guys if they come back. Like you can't. You have to like get them back first and then protect. I don't really know how it works, to be honest with you. I just
Should
assume
look
that's
into
how it
that.
works.
Yeah.
Um, because I don't know, man. I'm not a practice squad guru. We'll have to. That's why I was trying to get Texans cap on here, get him on. He does all those rules. I was like, we'll have to see. But he's a guy that I'd like to keep. Quintez Cephas, please keep him on practice squad. I'm literally begging you to keep him on practice squad. I love what he's done. I think he's really good. Honestly, I do. I believe he's a good depth receiver, so I like him around. I like Chris Boyd's probably a guy that they're going to keep. They're going to keep obviously a quarterback on practice squad. I think for my
Multiple
roster,
corners.
I think they're going to keep. I have Boyle, but they'll probably keep Keenum. I just I, my hope is that the quarterback three is not currently on this roster. That's
Yeah.
what I'm hoping for. Like Mike White got
Mike
cut,
White.
I would take Mike. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, Mike White as a quarterback three would be nice.
Like another team should sign him to be like quarterback two, realistically.
Yeah, he's
Because
not a
Mike
bad
White,
backup. I don't
he's a
think.
baller. Um,
Um, I like having those backups that'll have like either throw four picks or four touchdowns. You never know. He's one of those guys. You never know what you're gonna get. Um, I think Hairston probably sticks around on practice squad. Keegan, obviously, if he didn't start on IR, I guess. Um, but from what I heard, at least for IR, what Texans cap said is that you can. So when you like initially do your 53 cut, you can keep two guys on IR, and the next day you can cut like certain or you can cut certain guys, move them to that IR. Like it depends on how you do it. But some of the like you only have two IR spots to start. But if like Brown, Harris start on IR, but you could put Beck on it the next day if you wanted to do that. So that's what we're saying. Stuff is going to change. So
That's like live stream during when it all starts rolling down. Oh, he gets cut, he gets cut, he gets cut.
honestly, I would do that if you wanted to do that. Because
I wish
I
it,
don't have
no,
any
but I wish
class
it
on
was like
Tuesday.
all
I'm going to
happened at
sit
once.
here.
It won't all happen at once,
Yeah, it'll
but
roll through. Yeah, it'll roll through. Um, but
okay. So, which Phillips linebacker do you prefer?
I like
Jacob
Delshawn
Phillips
better.
or Dosh? Yeah, I was
I
thinking.
like Delshawn.
I don't think
Jacob
Jacob
Phillips was
Phillips.
horrible.
Yeah, he didn't do anything. Poor representation of LSU. Um, I was also thinking J.J. Taylor.
Yeah, okay.
Obviously,
I like
Jamar
JJ
Jordan.
Taylor.
It's,
Yeah, I like JJ Taylor a lot.
we're gonna try to do Marcus Harris. Oh, I guess Nick Broker.
Yeah, yeah, he's a guy that you can keep too.
He's 6'5",
Uh,
305. That is a very slim build.
yeah.
Uh,
Did you remember how much you watched of the game yesterday? Did you see the all 22 of Keenum's throw to Mechie over the middle? Oh my God. I watched that and
I
I'm
don't
like,
know how
man,
the ball came out like that.
yeah. I
Honestly.
watched that and that should be one where you go over it and film and you should be like, that's the moment where you're like, let's hang it up, right? Hang up the cleats and go
That's
coach.
coaching spot ready for you instead of wasting a
Yeah.
roster spot.
We have an assistant quarterback coach job for you, buddy. I mean, and nobody, like everyone would be happy with that. That's what I'm saying. I don't
I
understand
think
why he
he'd
won't
be
just
happy
do it.
with that.
Yeah, he don't want to play. Like Keaton does not want to have to go play. I don't
Yeah.
get it. I don't really get it. But um, I think this is his last year either way. Like he's not going to play next year. I don't think.
What is
I
the
mean,
point?
if he has to
What
play
is
this
the
year, we're
point?
screwed. I mean, and honestly, that Titans game last year, I'll go back and watch that every so often because it was an awesome game. But like, I don't know how they won that game. He was awful. He was so bad.
I think you're right. I
Crossbody.
think you're absolutely right about the QB3 not being on the team. There is no way that they're comfortable. Especially when CJ got hurt last year. They don't. You don't ever want to have to deal with that again.
Oh God, no.
You
And
should
I
know
mean,
who your backup
Davis
is, and you
Mills
should
should
know the
have
backup to the backup is.
Been playing
Yeah. But
last
also,
year.
like Tim Boyle didn't go out there and win the QB3 job. Case Keenum didn't
No,
go out
he
there
didn't
and
look
win the
very good
QB3
either. Yeah.
job. So
No, and quarterbacks are gonna get cut. Like the Patriots have four guys in the room now. Now, if they cut Zappy, like I would take him over any of these guys right now. Even though I don't think he's great, I'd take him over Keenum or Boyle.
He literally either Joe Milton is happy he's going to be cut. I
Dude, if
didn't
Joe
think
Milton
about
gets
that.
cut, oh my God, I would love Joe Milton. Just because of
Put
the
him on the
package
practice squad, like
packages you could run. We have the Driscoll cat back. If we bring Milton
yeah,
back, we could run the Driscoll cat.
yeah. Tommy DeVito might be a free agent quarterback or practice squad,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
who
DeVito's not
knows.
bad. No, I mean there's very few quarterbacks that I think are worse than Keenum and Boyle at this point. So um, like go ahead and look at all these guys that gets cut, and I guarantee you 75% of them I'd take over. I mean, dude, even Trey Lance, he sucks, but uh, I
Crazy.
take Trey Lance.
7 turnovers or whatever in one
Oh my
game.
God, he was
That was just
bad.
insane. Take like poor guy, just take him out. I mean, I know he threw for a ton of yards, but just take him out.
Yeah, it was bad.
Embarrassing.
And then I turned on the game and he already had three, and then he threw like two more in the last 5 minutes. I was like, man, this isn't good. It's not good.
I always like to see the little batch of players that come out from the cuts because I think every team will usually have like one surprise cut.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be always for different reasons, but I think it's always stupid if it's for a salary cap. I think that's the
Oh
stupidest thing
God,
ever
yeah, it's
to
so
do it for
stupid.
salary
Yeah.
cap. Just
At this
what are you
point,
gonna do in the next 4 months that is
like we
expending your
talked about,
salary cap?
they should have cut Woods
They should
4 months
have put
ago.
right when it would have cleared, throw Justin Simmons the bag. Because I'm
Yeah.
sure the Texans were actually in that conversation.
They were. Yeah. No, I mean, cutting guys over salary cap. I saw Jeremy Branham cut Akuda over like $4 million. I'm like, they're not going to cut. If they cut Akuda, it's because they just don't think he's very good, not because
Sure. Like,
they need to save more million
after moving
dollars.
money.
Yeah, because like we said, they have 20 million in cap space right now. Like they don't necessarily need 4 million more dollars. It just doesn't really do them much. So
Really, it
um,
does nothing.
yeah, like if you get to the deadline and you want to make a big move, then you worry about that then. But either way, they're probably like that's not. I don't think Casario's a
It's
big
true.
trade deadline guy.
Yeah, that's literally the only reason why, because you need salary cap to move
Yeah,
contracts or something. They
yeah,
have a
but I
bag.
just don't. I don't see them making a huge move at the deadline. Really, I don't think they. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I didn't think Casario was going to make a move like Diggs, and he did. So who knows?
Exactly.
Who knows? Um, anything else you want to add for the roster breakdown, or
No, but I think that I obviously don't think I'm gonna be right on this. I think the big thing to watch for is Noah Brown, Christian Harris, and Andrew Beck.
yeah, the IR
They're
spots?
not gonna be out long term. None of them are gonna be out long term. No one's gonna get surgery because the
No,
Texans are contenders. This is not a gap year. They want to play
no.
football. They want to go win. Um, this Texans team is super deep too, so it's not the worst case if they go on IR. For example, Beck or Brown. It doesn't matter if they go on IR. Christian
Yeah,
Harris going on IR would suck, and I would urge the Texans to uh, look into Ernest Jones as well, who just
I would
requested a
too.
trade from the Rams.
100%. I would. Yeah, I was gonna bring that up at
Because I
some
don't
point
think you
too.
can run 4-2-5 against the Colts. I don't think
Without
that would be a
Harris,
horrible idea. That would be hard. That would be hard to watch, and they would steamroll us.
yeah,
I think.
you got it. Yeah, we'll have to see because I agree with you that Jones is a guy that they should go after. See, now if you trade for Jones, then go ahead and cut Woods for salary cap all you want. Go ahead, right?
Put
Like go
Woods in the
pay
trade.
Jones.
Like,
Or
McVay might want him back.
back
Who
to LA,
knows?
baby. Back to
Yeah.
LA. Damian Pierce, go ahead. Enjoy Los Angeles, buddy.
Low key, like Ernest Jones probably isn't making much money because he wants more
Yeah.
money from the Rams, and he's a free agent, and he was like what, a 6th round pick.
Yeah, no,
So
he's not making much.
super easy
Um,
trade, and the Texans always have extra picks.
yeah. I mean, I would have no problem giving up a pick for Ernest Jones, dude. He's very good. He's a very good linebacker. He'd be our best linebacker, I think. Maybe maybe you disagree with that. I think he's
You
the best
say best
linebacker.
linebacker?
I think he'd be the best one on the team, to be honest with you. I do. I think Harris has
I
the
think
potential
Aziz
to get there.
Al-Shaair is a freak,
Is
and I
he?
think
Yeah.
Christian Harris is approaching. He's not
Yeah,
even near
Harris.
his peak
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. So we'll see. I just like what Ernest was really good last year. He was very good. But I have a hard time believing the Rams are going to move him because you look at that linebacker room and oh boy,
Take his
It's
name
very
on, you're
bad.
like, who?
Yeah, that defense could be insanely rough this year.
I thought it was
Without
gonna be rough last year, but the Rams
they
balled
had Aaron
out.
Donald. They had Aaron Donald last year.
Well, he didn't do anything last year. Raheem Morris.
Yeah. They had what's his name? That
Raheem.
rookie. That rookie was good.
Oh,
Byron
Kobe
Byron
Turner.
Byron Young.
Kobe Turner.
And yeah, him too. They had a
Yeah,
ton of rookies make a huge impact.
crazy.
Yeah, they got an impressive they always draft well. I mean, legit. And I was watching Jared Verse when we went to the joint practice. Boy, oh boy, that guy that guy's a
So good.
freak.
So good.
Dude's a freak. He's gonna be a beast too. I don't really like Feist though. I know they took him. I wasn't a big Feist guy.
So I would
Um,
say look out for injury reserve and then cornerbacks.
yep.
No clue what's going to happen there.
Yeah.
Because that'll be fun. Obviously, like I'm not worried about who's going to start at corner,
Yeah,
but
just
like
single Lassiter.
I
Yeah.
mean, Dinwiddie hasn't played a full season. Mari Lassiter might get hurt and just hitting the hell out of players every single snap because he's
Yeah.
physical. So you never know. Texans got to be careful about backup corner. They shouldn't have cut Shaquille Griffin last year. Cost them a game against the Browns. Hopefully they find a good backup corner this year.
Yeah. I was a little bit surprised that they let Tavierre Thomas walk so easily. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought I actually
He's
liked
awful. No,
he was bad against the Jags. I didn't think he was bad though. I was a Tavierre Thomas
but you played
supporter.
actually. It didn't matter. We played like Calvin Ridley on the Titans twice a year. The same thing would
Yeah, that's
happen.
true. Yeah, Ridley does kind of own him.
It was Ridley.
Uh,
It was Kirk. Couldn't
I
guard.
will say I'm a little bit worried about having to play Ridley, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and all these guys with Petrie at nickel. If we have to man up, it could get pretty ugly. But um, you know, it's all right. We'll be all right. Anything else you want to add, or
What are you looking forward to the most?
for the season, or
Countdown.
for a roster cut down?
Yeah,
Let's see. I'm looking forward to hopefully Troy Pride making the team.
that's your number one goal.
Yeah, I gotta get Troy Pride on this team. Uh, every year I kind of have one guy in preseason that like just you got to push an agenda for. Last year was Khalil Davis. I won with that one. I'll take my credit with that one.
I loved Isaac Yadom. Yadom. He was good. He
I
was
like Cam
good.
Dantzler. I liked Cam Dantzler a lot last year too, and they cut him, which kind of sucked. But um, Pride is a guy that I want to keep. Trying to think. Some other guys I like. Lonnie's on there too, I think, just because Lonnie's in question, but I like Lonnie. And then I like British Brooks is probably another one too. I'd like to see British Brooks make it.
That just means that Andrew Beck is hurt, and I'm going to be extremely sad about that. So
I don't.
hopefully that doesn't happen. But hopefully both of
Maybe
them
it's
make the
my
team.
maybe it's my A&M bias. I'm not an Andrew Beck guy.
Yeah.
Texas product. Not a fan of that guy. No, but
I guess,
um,
yeah,
I
I don't know.
I think they're gonna. I don't like the idea of keeping Beck. So I think he blocks like the same level of Stover or some of these other guys. So, but Beck is a fun player. Beck's kind of there for the vibes. It feels like.
He's got aura, he's got drip, he's a
Yeah.
playmaker.
Yeah.
What's not to love?
He's like legit the perfect practice squad guy if they could get him on practice squad. Just like call him up 3 times a year.
But he's like an elite fullback, unfortunately. So he would never be on a practice squad.
No, but there's definitely like always some guys. What's funny is here, literally just next to me now, I have like a Texans roster from 2022 from training
Oh
camp, and just like
God.
looking through the roster, it's just funny seeing like the amount of guys on this team. Like the depth between the rosters now and then are just crazy. Like legit, like you were Trayvon Smith, you were him. Like, yeah, that the
Oh,
corner.
he was on the team at one point. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was what? Like let's like Terrence Brooks fighting Phil. I'd be forgetting that Philip Dorsett ever played for us. Um,
He
let's
still
see,
actually.
Andy Janikaus or Janovic, the fullback. Neville Hewitt's been here for like 4 years. Honestly, looking through this, it just makes me miss Ogbo. I love that guy.
He was
Oh,
good. He was
Gronkwolf, yeah,
good.
he was great. Yeah, he was awesome. He'd be. I mean, not necessarily that we would need him, but
There was no way we were gonna pay him because
yeah,
he was so good that year, so good.
yeah,
And we got him on a bargain.
yeah. Johnny Johnson's been here for like
Of
the
course he was.
longest time. This was rookie Johnny Johnson back in the day. But yeah, no, there was just it's nice having these debates now because like we're debating force safety, fifth linebacker. You pretty much
And
know
back
all
then
the
we'd be
starters
saying,
at
"Oh,
every
Terrence
spot.
Brooks has got a running for the starting safety job." That's what I would have been saying.
Yeah. No, it's definitely nice to not have to. I mean, we were like, man, Kamu Greje Hill going for a Pro Bowl this year. It's rough. It's a rough time. Although he did have one good year. He did
Brutal.
have one good year. Um, but not too much else to add, I think. Who are the guys that you want to make this roster?
Uh, well, I want Jamal Hill to make the roster because I
Yeah,
really don't want to lose him. But
I don't
like,
either.
who knows what other teams think? I mean, he was a sixth round pick, right? He was a sixth round pick, not seventh.
Yeah,
Okay, sixth round pick. Teams are, who knows? Like maybe the team like three picks after the Texans
yeah,
may have
wanted
wanted to take
Jamal
Jamal
Hill.
Hill. You can't just. So sometimes you can cut sixth round picks, but in this case,
I
I
don't
think
think
you
so. He's
just
too
gotta go ahead
athletic.
and keep him. Yeah. Um, Obviously in a perfect world, I'd love Marcus Harris and Ali Gay to be on the team. But I'll say um, he's pretty good. I can bring on this team. You need players like that. Obviously, our team, my dream scenario would have been no long snapper and no Dare, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I agree with
That's
you
what
on
I
that.
want. That's literally what I want because there's two roster spots.
And John Weeks to stay on practice squad. Just keep putting him on practice squad. I don't know. Whatever.
That's what I want, but
I agree with you. The roster crunch this year is like this, like you said, this would be the perfect year to do something like that because you have so many guys that you could probably keep, like that could provide more value to the team than John Weeks. Like, wow, he's great snapper. I mean,
yeah,
I could, I'll go snap, I'll go long snap.
exactly. It's sad. It's really sad.
Yeah,
I love John Weeks. In fact, they've
yeah,
been here for like 12 or 13 years, but come on, man. Come on,
yeah.
NFL. We need to get rid of the long snapper position. We
All
need
right. Anything else, Drew? Or are we?
yeah. I think the overall message is that the Texans have a very deep roster.
Oh
And so
yeah,
this video would have been we would have probably been talking about the depth chart 2 years ago. But
yeah. Now
now
you
we're
know
just
who's
talking
starting.
about the other guys, the guys who are on the bubble, and the fact that they would be starting or playing on other teams or whatever. But
Yep.
they're not even gonna make the team.
Yeah. When we talk about like Jerry Hughes is the fourth defensive end on this team, and he could probably go in like somewhere and not maybe not start, but be a huge rotational piece where I don't even know how much he'll play this year, especially when Autry gets back. Then he
Crazy
becomes
that
the
Derek
fifth one.
Barnett signed on to be a backup. I think that should be talked about more. I can't believe he's not starting on another football team. That man has a bag as a pass rusher. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, yeah. Barnett was huge last year, and he was massive. They don't make the playoffs without Barnett last year, I don't think.
Maybe.
All right. Well, I think we'll be back for Giants recap probably, or not Giants. Who did they play last week? Rams recap later on this week. But
Guys,
hope
cuts
you'll
maybe.
Yeah, we'll talk about cuts. I do want to go through some of that film, especially once we know who makes it. We'll go through some of
That's
the
true.
backup film and stuff. Um, but hope y'all enjoyed this one. Just kind of a little special episode because we wanted to go through our 53, and it's fun to talk about. Definitely now with like you said the stacked roster, so many guys can make this team, and I don't think anyone would be upset if MJ Stewart made the team, and he didn't make it in either of ours. So a lot of stuff can go down. Definitely have to pay attention to this because just so much stuff can happen. But hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you all on the next one.